2.
Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnick Chevrolet Video Sports Update. No decision on the Jaguars. Kind of a glorified practice once again. If you were looking for some sort of definitive answers as to what was going to happen with this position or that position, quarterback or Gus Bradley, none of that is the case. If you're thinking about the quarterback position, to tell you the truth, I didn't think that Chad Henne nor Blaine Gabbert looked any different than the 2012 version of themselves. Gabbert's somewhat inconsistent, and Henne was able to manage downfield against the second teamers of the Dolphins. Now, to be fair, Gabbert played without the top receivers that he would expect to have during the regular season, so you didn't have the luxury of that. But nonetheless, his body language, Henne's body language, how they run the team, what they look for, how they scan the defense, how they read the play, and then how they execute it, all look the same as it did last year. It was interesting that during the week, when we talked to Blaine Gabbert, he said, one of the things I want to do is go out there and work on the little things. And here's one of the little things. Simple little flare route out to the fullback, who's kind of the relief guy. Gabbert looks at him, and he throws it at him about twice as hard as he needed to, and instead of it being here, it was here. Well, the ball hits the fullback, who's not the best receiver on the team by any means, in the hands, goes up and is intercepted, leads to the first score. It's those little things that Gabbert even talked about himself that the coaches want him to get better at. Don't throw the ball here, throw it at here, difference of 2 feet, and instead of throwing it with that kind of velocity, take a little bit off it so this guy can catch it in full stride. Those are the little things that you talk about. The balls that he airmailed to the sidelines, that all comes from setting your feet and stepping in and throwing the football. Those are the little things that have kept Gabbert from translating what he does in practice, which is magnificent, to what he does in game situations, which has been very average at best. Sometimes flashes mercurically. Is that a word? Yeah, that's a word. So I just think that at the end of this year, the Jaguars are going to have to move on at the quarterback position unless one of these guys. Henne was a free agent for a reason, so one of these guys is going to have to just have an outstanding step out of who they currently are in order for it to be the Jaguars' future when it comes to the quarterback position. Other than that, Ace Sanders is electric. Doesn't have that breakout speed, but nonetheless catches the football, makes the first guy miss. I'll take that virtually every time. Denard Robinson still remains the most dynamic player on the field, I think, and continues to be what you're looking for when it comes to somebody who can potentially be a game breaker, whether it's a gadget player or not. It'll be interesting to see what Jedd Fisch and those guys come up with in order to get him the football. You can't just turn around and hand it to him in the backfield all the time. You got to come up with something else. So Jaguars is still in the middle of training camp. It's not that big of a deal. Nothing is decided at this point. Great things happening in baseball. Braves winning streak continues. Suns losing streak continues. After winning all those games in a row, they've now lost 4 straight. They're still, though, obviously in first place, trying to win the second half and get into the playoffs. Big weekend in Jacksonville, and we'll have another update coming up in a couple of days. I'm Sam Kavaris. That's the Nimnick Chevrolet Video Sports Update.